Welcome to class. In this video, we're going to introduce the first property that we have for tangents drawn to a circle. Okay, so if you recall in our keywords video, we defined a tangent as being any line segment, or ray that just touches a circle at one point. And that point at which it touches the circle is the point of tangency. Okay, so here we're looking at a circle. Let's go ahead and give our circle a name. I'll name this circle C, and we have a ray. I'm going to label that as ray RS, and it appears to be touching our circle here at point P. Okay, our first property says that anytime you have any tangent drawn to a circle, then it is actually perpendicular to the radius of the circle. Okay, so any tangent is perpendicular to the circle's radius. Okay, and that's going to allow us to solve a whole bunch of different types of problems, which we'll be doing over the next couple of days. Okay, so let's look at an example. In this example, we are just supposed to tell whether ray AB is tangent to the circle. Okay, so if you look at the figure, we have a ray AB, which appears to be tangent or possibly tangent at point T, and they've labeled what appears to be three sides of a triangle. Well, we know from a previous chapter when we did right triangles that we can use Pythagorean theorem to find out if a triangle is a right triangle or not. Okay, so just as a quick review, remember if we were classifying triangles, the first thing you always want to do is actually make sure that the picture or the numbers that they gave you actually make sense. So in terms of triangles, if three numbers will actually form the side lengths of a triangle, we had a rule for that as well. And that rule says that if you add up any two sides, it should be greater than the length of the third side. Okay, so we said when we were back there checking, this was a while ago, if we just take the length of 8 plus 12, that should be greater than 17. And if we take 12 plus 17, that should be greater than 8. And if we take 8 plus 17, well, that should be greater than 12. Okay, so we can kind of look at this. 8 plus 12, that's definitely bigger than 17. 12 plus 17, most definitely bigger than 8, and 8 plus 17 is bigger than 12. So this together tells us that our picture does make sense. These sides do form a triangle. Okay, so now the next thing we want to do is see if these sides will actually form a right triangle. So we can do that by plugging into the Pythagorean theorem, and if it checks, then yes, indeed, we do have a right triangle, and if it is a right triangle, that means that our hot pink ray AB would be perpendicular to our radius CT. Okay, so we're just plugging in the side lengths. We have 8 squared plus 12 squared. We are checking to see if that is equal to 17 squared. Okay, so if you have a calculator in front of you, you can verify this with me, that 8 squared plus 12 squared, if you type that in, you should get 208. And then if you verify, when you type in 17 squared, we get 289. Okay, so here 208 is not equal to 189. So that tells us that this is not a right triangle. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, if this is not a right triangle, then that means that ray AB is not tangent to our circle C. Okay, so That's our first property of tangents. If you watch the next video, you will learn about the second property for tangents. See you then.